want the whole tenderloin, and we're gonna give that to you today. It's a fantastic offer from Curtis Stone. It's a 1.5 pound Aussie beef tenderloin roast, and you're getting either the 1-pack or you can pick up on the 2-pack today. Beef tenderloin. Buttery soft, incredibly lean, perfectly marbled, and you're going to love everything about it. It's Australian beef. It has superior flavor. This is grass-fed, none of those artificial flavors or additives, and you're going to love each and every bite because they're so succulent, they're so moist. So that's your option. You're gonna choose either the 1-pack or you're gonna get a 2-pack. Again, you save big on the 2-pack. It's actually $40 in savings if you wanna jump in on the 2-pack. But let's go back to Curtis Stone to tell us all about his Aussie beef tenderloin.
Oh yeah.
Why is this beef so incredibly good? All the way from Australia.
This is grass-fed Australian beef. Now, I'm cooking it right here in front of you. This is my new induction burner, and I've got my probe going through the port here and straight on into the beef. So let me go ahead and pull that out and reveal it because it's perfectly cooked. This is so tender because it's the fillet, all right? Now, this is right up at the top of the fillet. Let me just cut right through the center so you get the idea, because I want you to see how juicy and succulent and fantastic this really is. I mean, it just is such a beautiful piece of meat, and the succulence on this is just out of this world. Now, when I cut on into it, you see how juicy that is, right? Now, perfectly cooked every single time. And what we do is we take that whole fillet. It is a roast. You can do it for multiple people. In fact, let's count it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's keep going over this side. 6, 7, 8. Look, that's 8 slices there, and look how thick I've been cutting them. You know, very, very thick, beautiful pieces of fillet. Now, of course, the tenderness. Let's do the test. Let's get a fork and see whether you can cut through it with a fork. Of course you can. You know, it is that tender. In fact, I don't even need the fork. Look at what I can do. It literally will just fall apart in my hands. Why is filet so good? It is simply perfectly tender, rich in flavor, grass-fed beef. Let me tell you a little bit about where I get this from. It comes from Australia. They're, in my opinion, the best at grass-fed production. You know why? It's a big old island, okay? There's lots of room for the cows. So we have 23 or 24 million people. We probably have about that many cattle. You know, so it's nearly as big as the United States. So it's a big country with a very small population. So lots of room for grazing. We have incredible beef production down there. And of course, when you bring beef from Australia to America, what you're doing is you're taking the 30 days that it takes to get here. That's also known as aging, tenderizing, right? So that's a beautiful part of what we do as well. Now, I'll cut this one a little more carefully for you. This one's really quite rare, so it really just depends on how you like your steak cooked. I mean, you can see it right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, look, 9, easily feeds 9 or 10 people. And the beautiful thing is all the way to the end, it is still perfectly pink, it is still perfectly moist, but more importantly, perfectly tender. Now, Sarah, can people just get one of these, or can they double down and get 2 sent to them?
Well, we do have the 2-set, the 2-pack, and it is a better value if you want to jump in and get 2. So I was just checking with my producer to find out what is our most limited option. You can do the 1-pack, which is $79.95. But instead of spending twice as much on the 2-pack, you actually get that one at $40 off. So that's why the 2-pack is more popular. We get 2 of the Aussie beef tenderloin roast. And we also have these on auto ship as well. So I know a lot of you love Curtis Stone's incredible food here at HSN. Food always has free shipping here at HSN, so it's another great reason to dive in. And you really get to feed the whole family. So think about this for a special occasion. You know, we've got Valentine's Day coming up. We probably won't be going to eat indoors, depending on what area of the country you live in. You might not feel comfortable eating in restaurants right now, and we might not for a while. So instead of trying to wait for that restaurant experience, we can bring the restaurant quality beef to you from Curtis Stone, who began as a butcher, who owns the wonderful butcher shop Gwen that is all about those gourmet, high-end, delectable meats with all the wonderful quality that is infused into all of his selection. So when we can deliver it right to your front door, it saves you a trip to the store, it saves you a trip to a restaurant to get takeout. You get to prepare it, you get to make it your way, and you get really the best value, you know, ounce for ounce. Beef tenderloin, which is really where filet mignon comes from, is very, very expensive to order at a restaurant. And Curtis, you know, you're a restaurant owner. How much would you spend on a filet mignon dinner with well, listen, grass-fed beef?
We have regular customers that will call ahead and say, we want a whole filet for 8 people, or we want this or that. You know, we cook whole ducks for people sometimes. And if someone called us and said that, we'd say, well, a filet dinner, and of course we do the side dishes and whatever, we would charge them over $100 per head. So this feeds 8 people. This would be an $800 menu, you know, or more. Let me just tell you something, it starts there. Now, this one we've cooked medium for you because I want you to see how juicy and wonderful it is, even when it's cooked more than I would humbly like it, right? So what I'm doing here is I'm gonna show you 1, 2, 3, 4. This beef is just so tender and so unbelievable. It literally just melts in your mouth. Cut it as thick or as thin as you want. It really is a personal preference. I like it cut nice and thin, but a lot of people like it cut big and thick like a steak. Now, I do have some sauces that I want you to see. This is my smoked butcher's salt. So what we've gone ahead and done here, and you know what would be helpful, is if I took the seal off, at least you get to see this is how they'll come to you, right? So perfectly fresh, and then we've gone ahead and put the shaker top in there as well. So we just go ahead and put a little bit of that smoked butcher's salt on there. I have the mesquite sauce, and then I also have the California Cabernet. So let me go and put a little bit of that California Cabernet, which is like a red wine sauce, and then the mesquite on the other side. Absolutely delicious flavors, by the way. Now, if you wanted to, you could make yourself a little horseradish cream. There's so many beautiful ways to enjoy this beef, but the truth is, go ahead and spoil yourself. You really do deserve wonderful quality meat. Now, I get asked this question all the time too. How on earth do you know how it's always cooked? And my answer is I cheat. I take a kinetic thermometer. It runs off kinetic energy, so you just give it a shake and then it comes to life for you. It doesn't need a battery ever, ever, ever. Pull the probe out, poke it into the thickest part of the beef, and it'll tell you the internal temperature. Make sure you get it right in the middle there. And where are we at? We're at 100 and, oh, I didn't shake it long enough. Just give it a real quick shake. Let's have another look. Okay. We're at 100, and isn't that amazing that as the energy dies, you just give it another shake, because you only ever need to use this for just a minute or two. We're at 130, so I know that that's medium rare. Let me prove that to you. I'll cut right through the center again. Oh, yes. Filet mignon. Perfectly pink. You know, wow, that looks good.
Curtis, I gave your kinetic thermometer and your apron to my husband over Christmas, and he absolutely loves it. So
nice.
I know your kinetic thermometer is always a huge hit, and it's super easy to get the perfect selection of meat every single time. But the filet mignon, is there anything more prized in the world of steak and beef?
Oh, no, it's definitely the most expensive cut whenever you go to a butcher's shop. Look, there'll be an argument, of course. This will always happen through meat lovers. Some people will say the ribeye, other people will say the New York strip. But the filet mignon is definitely known as the king of steaks. It is certainly the most tender. There's no argument there. I mean, look at this. Sarah, it literally falls apart. It's just so good. I'm going to dip it in a little bit of that mesquite sauce. Oh, wow. Melts in your mouth.
And the great thing is it has such incredible, intense beef flavor. It's already seasoned, so you might not even need a sauce or marinade at all. It's just that good. In fact, I was reading some of the reviews. A lot of you said it's so good, I was eating it cold the next day on my salad. So filet mignon has never been better. You can either do the 1-pack or the 2-pack. You will save $40 off if you've got the 2-pack. But our feature price is here for a limited time only. The 5 flexible payments, those are also here for a limited time only. But come along with me because we got a couple, we're gonna do a little, what I call speed shopping. And in fact, I'm so fast, I'm walking faster than my cameraman can keep up with me. But what I'm gonna do is pop over here and show you a couple really great items that are very